Welcome to Proclaim. If you've been following our channel for any length of time, then you know that this project originated from hundreds of questions that we received from junior high campers. And by far, the number one topic that they asked about was Zion.
Proclaim the glory of the Lord. Let every tongue confess.
Most of the questions that we received about Zion were basically, what is it? And that is a very complex question, and yet it does have a simple answer, and one that we can find actually in the Lord's Prayer. When Jesus teaches his disciples to pray, he says, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven." And basically that is what Zion is. It is God's kingdom on earth, and it's a representation of the kingdom that's in heaven, where a people do his will and his will alone. Zion is also a place of safety, and I'd like to kind of give a testimony to illustrate what I'm talking about. So a few years ago, I had the opportunity to pastor a junior high camp. And on the first day, I was asked to share a short message before the campfire that evening to kind of set the tone for the week. And I probably should have been expecting that, but I wasn't. And so I really wasn't sure what to say. And I just kept thinking about this, but nothing was really coming to me. Nothing was resonating like this is exactly what the Lord is wanting to tell these children right now. Well, on that day, it also happened to be stormy. It was raining most of the day. And after dinner, the rain broke for just a period of time where it allowed us to walk across the grounds to what we call the tabernacle, which is just an outdoor sanctuary, basically. It just has a roof and concrete floor under that and a rostrum, and that's basically all there is to it. And so we walked across to the tabernacle, and as soon as we got there, it started raining again. And we kind of gathered in the middle of the tabernacle, but the winds picked up. They were going 30, 40 miles an hour at least, and the rain was just whipping in, and it was hitting us even though we were in the center. And we also have a little problem with that tabernacle where the drains get kind of clogged with various debris, and so there will be some flooding. And so it started to flood, and we're starting to get the rain in, and it's dark, and the kids are getting a little worried. So we put them all up onto the rostrum where they would be protected by the other elements of the tabernacle, so that the wind can't get them, the water can't reach them. They were safe. And finally, in that moment, I realized exactly what God wanted me to say. And I told them that this is Zion. This is a representation of Zion. It's a refuge from the storm around us. Here, in this moment, you are together. You are at peace. You are protected. And anyone who's caught out in this storm doesn't have that same safety, doesn't have that refuge. And this is Zion, and it's also why it's so important for us to share about Zion. In Isaiah 24 and also in Isaiah 60, the Lord tells us of this coming calamity on the earth, that the earth will be covered in darkness, that the minds of the people will become gross, that people will transgress the laws, they will change his ordinance, they will break the everlasting covenant, they'll defile the earth. But the Lord also promises that Zion is a place of safety, a place of defense, a place of everlasting joy and holiness, a place where sorrow and mourning will flee away, a place where we will always be fruitful, a place where children will not die and people will grow to be in old age, a place where every question you have ever had in your entire life will be answered because Jesus will be in our midst and we will learn of his ways. Now, this is just a brief description of what Zion is, and even in that, it's kind of difficult to grasp because it's not something that we've just seen in everyday life. So we hope that in this series about Zion, as we share testimonies, as we share scriptures and explanations about what Zion is, that you will develop a vision for Zion in this beautiful promise that God has for you, that you might come and see his kingdom on earth.
Proclaim